Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 23 News. I'm Nicole Menner. The Southern Miss baseball team made a visit to the Sunshine State over the weekend for a Conference USA series with FIU, and the series was split, entering the finale on Sunday. Behind the strong pitching of Mason Strickland and J.C. Keys, who combined on a 4-hitter, the Golden Eagles used an 8-run 7th inning to take the series. LaMarcus Boyd had 3 hits on the day, including a 2-run home run in the 5th that brought the Eagles up 5-1. The 8 runs in the 7th came after 13 batters in just 6 hits, leading the game to be called on the conference's 10-run rule. Southern Miss will head to Southeastern Louisiana University tomorrow to complete their road swing. The New Orleans Pelicans saw their first playoff win since 2011 on Saturday night against the Portland Trail Blazers. And even though it's just one game, this was big for the Pels, especially since they were on the Trail Blazers' home turf. Game 2 isn't until tomorrow night, but some of the guys talked about the win at today's practice.
Yeah, I try to stay locked in all the time, to be honest. But in moments like that, I feel like, especially our team, the group that we're in, that's kind of how we're built. I think we've done it a lot this year where the last 3 minutes of games, we come to perform and we show how good we could be. So situations like that, I feel like we do.
I guess, on a national level, people get to see that from Drew, but, he's been doing plays like that all year. I think he's easily first or second team all-defensive player in the NBA right now. Anthony Davis should be defensive player of the year. So we have guys with that caliber on our team on the defensive side, and that's what makes us take pride defensively as a whole and try to hang our head on defense on the defense end of the court.
The NASCAR race at Bristol was delayed Sunday by some precipitation. The race only got through the first stage and a few laps into the second when the rain would start to pour down. So the drivers got back on the track this afternoon to complete the last 307 laps. Out to Bristol we go. 177 laps left. Kyle Larson tries to pass Ryan Newman, but he loses control, spins out, but somehow avoids a major wreck. And that was big because Larson fought his way back to the front of the pack. He's leading with just 5 laps to go, but that was when Kyle Busch made his move and takes the lead. Busch would then hang on to take the checkered flag, his 2nd straight win. Kyle Larson would have to settle for runner-up, while last year's winner Jimmy Johnson placed 3rd. This week's next race is at Richmond Raceway.
Larson's right there breathing down my neck. He certainly deserved a win today, but we just had a little bit better piece there at the end. We weren't quite as loose as he was. He looked to be a little bit looser than us, and so we were just able to get our car around the track a little bit better. It's just a fun place. It's very challenging. It's very demanding, both on the car and on the driver itself. And so for us and what we were able to do today was pretty rewarding.
And speaking of the rain, it was a rainy, cold day in Boston today, but no amount of it could stop the thousands of runners from coming out for the Boston Marathon. Over 13,000 entered the women's race, and Desiree Linden of Washington, Michigan would be the one to come out as number 1. She took the lead with 5 miles to go, breaking through the tape in a time of 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 54 seconds. The first major marathon win of her career, and get this, she was the first American woman to win the Boston Marathon since 1985. And as for the men, over 16,000 were racing, and it would be Japan's Yuki Kawachi to cross the finish line first in a time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 58 seconds. So that is his 3rd marathon win just this year.
So proud of the American woman.
I know, that was such an awesome story. And being from that area, there is nothing like going to the Boston Marathon and just seeing everyone come out and get so excited.
Although this year, with this weather, I might have watched it from maybe one of the buildings inside.
Yeah, I think if I was scheduled to run in it, I would have woken up and been like, maybe next year.
Maybe I trained for that then. I hear you.
But good for them going out in the rain and doing that.